The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum assemble. Welcome back. It's Wednesday. You know what that means? That means we're here pouring drinks and giving reviews on different things. Today we have Deep Beyond, Mirka Andolfo's next creative effort. I believe after Mercy, right? Jay, yeah. So it's a long time coming. It's something we wanted to talk about, but now they're on issue 9. So we're gonna bring it from the beginning. We'll give you our take. How far did you read, Jay?
I'm current.
You're current? Okay. So yeah, somebody is got you covered, not me. We're also giving you a review of the new animated feature from Warner Animation, DC Animated Studios, or whatever they're called, Injustice, based on the comic and the game, from what I can tell. So we got that for you, as well as probably a little banter, a little shit talkery. You know how we do every week in and week out. We got to fill 2 hours, so there's a lot of shit in between all the meat and the vegetables and all the nourishment. There's a lot of shit in between all that. In the meantime, let me introduce the normal cast of. I don't want to call them idiots, but that's what Mad Magazine called it, and I love that. So yeah, I'll start with the first guy to laugh. Jay, man, say hi to the audience, man.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. And under Jay, but never beneath Jay, is Larry.
Greetings, salutations,
Larry,
other forms of hello.
We're going to get to him not coming last week because we're talking scary shit. And he thought he could get away from this, but no, he couldn't. We're gonna recap all the scary shit. And then down the line, we got Oz.
I mean, we're closer to Halloween now than we were last week, and I think we should extend it a week after because Dia de los Muertos is what, Monday?
Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, we got that.
We gotta reach into Lawrence's Hispanic side and pull him into the undead world. And yeah. Don't worry, Lawrence. We'll make you watch like Coco or something. You can handle that,
dude. I love Coco.
He's not watching Coco.
Except
love it.
It is really bad.
He's watching Blumhouse's Coco.
Oh, I hope that's not a thing.
From my mouth to God's ears. As always, you can always interact with us through chat or calling. The lady will tell you how to do it. But, you saw in our Twitch chat, Heck saying, is that George Lopez or Oz? And it's Oz, but he did start taking steroids after a kidney removal as well. So there's that.
Is that from the alcoholism?
No, that's just congenital.
Got it.
Congenital liver.
Yeah, something about it.
That's fair. Well, hey, don't get me wrong. Look, the kidneys work too now.
And as for me, I'm Moses Magnum, as the thing says. And right now, the lady will just tell you what to do as soon as I can get her here.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
And Larry, while you were getting your audio fixed,
yes,
I kept playing this.
Oh, what the fuck, Larry?
That's a new addition to the soundboard.
I like it.
Courtesy of AB Smooth.
Dude, it's so funny.
Okay. Best $30 I ever spent.
That's all from Curb, right?
Yeah, that's from the new episode that just came out on Sunday.
That's awesome.
Season. Yeah, I can do, man. You know what I've been working on? Every time he starts yelling at Larry David, I'm trying to put what you say there, like you're having a conversation with them, and
that would be
is a
funny.
massive undertaking. I think we need more interns that know how to do that, because that's a whole department. Like, fantasticforum.live to submit your resume. We're very picky because splicing Larry just to say curse words, just to have him say fuck takes 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't,
because he's like, man, you can't make me say fuck.
I'm trying to think of the last time I've ever said it. I feel like without other than
Larry
rapping.
Look, this is a perfect moment for that one.
What, just say it?
Larry?
Yeah, so
Right.
connection. Look.
What?
Oh, what the fuck, Larry?
Your phone's acting up, Larry.
Oh, damn, is it?
Yeah, but perfect timing because I have that new clip, so it works.
Right.
I'm still waiting.
Panda.
I'm still waiting to use your laughter for the right news story, but maybe when we get to news. Jay,
In
man,
chat.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, real quick in chat, Tiger Claw says, "What's up, Fantastic Forum? Any of you guys seen the new Dune, or Dune Part 1 as it's actually called?"
I mean, that sounds like a spoiler.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Did anyone watch it?
I wanted to, but I haven't been able to.
I'm gonna watch it Friday.
Yeah. I'll probably watch it like Saturday or Sunday myself. Like I want to see it though, but I
mean, you guys can stream it.
Say again?
You guys can stream it.
Can't you stream it?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Yeah, no, I know we can stream it.
We're just busy.
Oh.
I actually wasn't sure how I wanted to watch it.
Oh, whether you want to do HBO Max or theater?
Yeah.
No, it's Dune. You have to watch it in like IMAX 3D, right?
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, you could do both.
It's a big epic movie, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Or it should be. It feels like it should be.
If they did it wrong, then yeah, it's not a big epic movie.
Everything I've heard is they didn't do it wrong.
Yeah, some people say it sucked, but who knows?
I have no problem watching it on HBO Max and letting my enjoyment of it there determine whether I want to go see it again in the theater.
I mean, I have a 75,000-inch TV, so it's okay.
75,000-inch.
But yeah, Joe, you didn't watch Chucky yet? I take it.
No, I was busy today, so I did not get a chance to watch it.
Guess who else
shaking his head? He watched it. Look at him.
I'm choking on Joe's disdain for Chucky.
Guess who else you watched?
I love Chucky.
That's what you're choking on.
Hey, Jay, be a man. Watch Chucky.
No, I love Chucky. Like, it's amazing.
Stop punking out and watch Chucky, Joe.
when we told Lawrence he's got to watch Chucky, I picture him like at a Chuck E. Cheese with the pizza, like, gotcha.
I do like
those
Chuck E. Cheese
animatronics
pizza.
are so scary. Money.
Have you never seen Five Nights at Freddy's? It's terrifying.
No, actually, I haven't.
Oh, okay. It's terrifying, sir.
Well, if you say that, then I don't believe it.
I put the animatronic animals right up there with dollhouses now.
Heck says Chucky, the first horror movie monster to be on WCW and WWE. Which that's true.
Oh,
Mhm.
I was like, I don't even like.
The
Really?
names were crazy. I mean, RoboCop shows up at one point, and like it takes him like 5 minutes to walk down the aisle because he's doing this, like he's actually doing a RoboCop walk, and like the guys in the rings are just like have to stall for time. Like, oh, I'm so scared.
Ironically, that's still 1 minute shorter than Shawn Michaels getting to the ring.
Yeah,
All the
but I mean,
spitting.
he's sexy.
Oh, but he is a sexy boy. You're true.
He's got to do it slow.
Yeah.
He's got to protect that leg. Like the one move he's got is that leg.
Wow, the one move. How dare you, sir? Don't
That is his
besmirch the
one
name
move.
of Shawn Michaels. How
Like he's
dare
always
you?
getting his ass kicked until he gets that kick in.
Oh,
That
I
was
don't like this at
before,
all.
but before he had the back surgery because he broke his back. So before that, he was flying. He was a high flyer.
That's what I'm saying.
Like in the Rockers, like this dude used to moonsault.
Dude,
Nah, it
Listen.
was all Marty Giannetti.
Yeah,
oh,
look,
how dare you?
I like Marty Jannetty, but still, like
course.
they're my favorite tag team because together they were unstoppable.
There it is.
But yeah, Larry, like I predicted, Larry didn't watch it, and he didn't even watch Long Halloween as well. So I was
Long
right.
Halloween too scary?
You guys owe me
Well,
15,000 bitcoins.
Listen, Halloween is scary, so obviously a long one is scarier. Duh. Right?
Yeah. Look, you're gonna watch.
Oz is mad he didn't tell that joke.
I made Larry watch Insidious this morning. So
Have you watched Stargirl?
Oh, listen. Didn't I tell you I don't do horror? I told you this.
It is horror themed, actually. Like
So
the
look,
first episode
Stargirl's
opens
probably the
with
scariest thing I
murder.
could be watching.
The first episode
Wait, what?
opens with child-on-child murder. Yeah,
that's kind of like Chucky.
Child on child murder.
yeah. Look, 2 kids will show up. Only one of them makes it to the next episode.
Damn. Oh, there you go. No, I haven't. Is Stargirl still on? Is that still a show?
No, I was talking about 10 years ago. Stargirl. What do you mean? Is it still on? We're in the season.
I mean, I'm wondering if it's still on because it's a terrible show and it should be canceled. Like, I don't understand why.
No, we're
We're
not talking
still,
about
like-
Batwoman. We're not talking about Batwoman.
Both. Look, I don't know what. Like, listen,
if
you and
Batwoman
Joe,
is-
man. Like, you two watching these terrible shows and
Hold
trying to
on,
pretend
hold
like they're normal shows. Like, you
They're
don't need to
keeping them
stop.
alive.
Really, like, I feel like all it will take is for both of you to stop watching those shows and they'll be gone. Like,
We're the
'cause
audience.
you're probably the one person. They're like, listen, the threshold is right here, and they're like, damn, we need to get some more viewers or else we're done. if both of you stop watching those shows respectively, they will both stop. They will go off the air. Just let them go. They're bad. They're bad shows.
I like Batwoman.
If I don't
See,
watch
that's what you sound like, Oz. That's what you sound like. You hear how crazy that sounds? That's what you sound like.
If I don't watch it, we don't get the hilarity we got last week, which you should. After this is done, go watch that because I was on a roll.
Hey, listen, I have to concur. Like, look, I'm actually a little bit angry about how good last week's show was without me.
First of all, I'm not surprised. Second of all, I really can't take all the credit because all I did was tell you what happened in this episode.
Oh, dude.
So I give the credit to the writers of Batwoman.
Oh,
They're right.
I was laughing my ass off. I was sitting there like, oh my God, I can't believe this nonsense. It was hilarious.
It doesn't stop in episode 2. It does not get better. I don't care what they say, it doesn't get better.
We have a caller, but before we get to the caller, let me remind you that you can always like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more of the content we do. This morning, I made Larry watch my favorite scene in Insidious, and it's a special thing. Emily watched it. Hans and Franz and Fritz, the $1,000 tier patrons, they already saw it and they love it. It was saying it was really magical to watch Larry watch this piece of.
Why are they all from the Netherlands?
Because Americans aren't going to pay $1,000 for this.
Oh,
shit.
there it is. They got
free on TikTok.
They got high quality of life in the Netherlands. That's why
they value good content.
Got
and
it.
Put my monetary value on it. Caller Hecht in costume.
Hello.
What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
What's on your mind, Hecht?
Oh man, A whole lot of stuff and nothing important. I thought this was a horror episode. I thought
It
there were gonna
is.
be horrors.
We're gonna be talking about horror stuff.
We're gonna be
Horror.
asking people for money, so it's actually the horror. I think.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
horror.
all right, I got it. So this is like the telethon. We need money
I mean,
to get more
look,
horrors.
deep beyond is real life horror. It's like post-apocalyptic plague world.
And
That's
climate collapse.
right, exactly. It's like nothing that any of us here could relate to, but
I don't know what any of that means. I'm just biding time till I'm dead.
Injustice is what happens when a madman basically controls your entire country. None of us can understand that either.
Oh, I get it. Like the current. Okay.
I lived through the 80s.
No, that's Alzheimer's. That's like Weekend at Bernie's is what we're living now. But yeah, what do you guys want to start with? You guys want to start with comics or movies?
Let's start with Injustice because Hecht has read the books and can chime in.
Okay.
I've only read the books. I didn't even know the movie was out already.
Okay.
Also,
no, more about gel coat.
When the fourth round would...
Don't you call
does it look good already? Jumbo Scampi for limited.
Man,
It's a great intro still.
Took out Mo. He's done. He's out.
Yeah.
That was a jump scare, man.
Why does Mo have your album cover as the as his thing, Jay?
I'm not sure, but
That's amazing.
thank you for the support.
It's the only way we could have that. Open
Sorry, I was doing a costume change.
See,
I
now
love
I'm
it.
sad you can't see me because I'm doing the cosplay of the mutant leader from Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, dude.
I was starting to. I forgot that I had a costume change planned today, and then halfway through, I'm enjoying that new graphic. Like, shit.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You are the
My
knight.
favorite
Moses.
My favorite part is that you still have the tag for the peg at the store on the
Yeah,
Well, he's got tomorrow.
I've had it for 2 years.
Oh shit!
The tag made it so I can hang it on the wall. Because I'm not gonna wear it. It's for kids. Like my head's too big, and round.
We were selling the same thing at Michael's this year.
Yeah. I think that one's from Batman versus Superman, and then they just repackaged it, retagged it, and sold it as Dawn of Justice. Yeah, because it's the Batfleck mask. But yeah, Injustice. It's the new. I believe it was released in conjunction with Fandom. Joe can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's one of those. Man, this cape is hotter. I don't know how Batman fights. But
That's why he only does it at night.
Yeah, look, I'm doing this shit at night. But yeah, it's anime. I believe it's animated by the same people that did that one Scorpion one where the knuckles look all weird. Because I saw the weird ass knuckles, but that's neither here nor there, man. Joe, why don't you give us a little synopsis of what this thing's about?
All right, so Injustice, the Joker visits Metropolis, and he plays this huge prank on Superman that gets him to kill Lois Lane and blow up Metropolis. And Superman kind of like loses his shit and becomes what do they call it? A totalitarian dictator, leaving a small resistance of heroes to try and fight back against his ever-tightening grip on society.
Well, I don't think even the writer could have said it better. Yeah. You all watched it, I assume, right? Except for Heck. Heck didn't know it existed.
My bad.
All right.
I knew it existed, but I didn't know it was out already.
Yeah.
Terry Claw's already asking questions. And that kind of Does
Tucker
the Justice movie
asks,
follow the game story to a T? Does it show the Justice League from the Prime Universe showing up? No. It follows the comic, which was actually a prequel to the video game, and they make some. It starts off pretty close, and actually, it stays pretty true to the book, except it does change some things. So I'm kind of conflicted on it. Like, heck, maybe if you remember when Superman is playing a chess match, I thought he was playing against the Flash, right? Where they're discussing like, oh, what about smokers and blah 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 and all that. Where do you remember that at all, Hecht?
I don't remember any part of that. It's like so minute in my memory. I vaguely remember it.
Do you remember there being a book that was specifically the Flash's story and how he got involved with all this?
In Injustice, no, because when I read it, I read just the main line.
There was only one.
No,
it's just
only one title. You mean just Injustice?
Yeah, there wasn't like the Flash books. I mean, one of the books was
the way you
Flash
said it,
story.
because I don't remember a solo Flash nothing. I remember.
No, it's just an issue that was featuring the Flash. Is what Oz is saying. I think.
Here's what I remember. I remember how Superman lost his shit. I remember how Dick Grayson lost his shit, and that's about the extent.
Wow, I was totally wrong. You were no help at all, Heck.
Yeah.
So, my bad,
I read it. How long ago? It was what? When did it come out? 2015.
Yeah. Injustice, the comic came out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like I read it too, but I don't remember a Flash centered issue either. So I'm no help to you as well.
Running on like the straightest road in Australia, and remembering the actions that he had to take, and okay, whatever. Like it doesn't matter because in this movie he's taken out early. So everything that he did in that book, like the chess match, which I probably should have gone back and read the book again, but I remember that the chess match was with Flash, and it's with Mr. Terrific in this one.
But that makes more sense, right?
No, because they were going at super speed. The chess match.
Oh, they're playing super speed chess. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
And it wasn't like check and then comment, check, comment. It was like blah 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 blah, checkmate. Blah blah blah, comment, checkmate. They went through like several matches.
I mean that doesn't really change the gravitas of the scene.
That's what I'm getting to. Those are minor changes. Then there's other changes that I kind of wanted to see, where like how Superman gets Atlantis to fall in line. And you see Aquaman like, oh, I don't want any part. I'm not gonna do what you say, but you don't see how he actually gets them to fall in line. The magic users, they just like that. That's
they just
Captain
took off.
Marvel and his magic users are like they're the best weapon really at that point against Superman, because that's the weakness, and just gone.
Yeah.
And it never gets to the same point that it gets to. The book ends where the game starts, where Superman is taking over. Now he's got his army, and Batman has to recruit the heroes from another dimension. He doesn't get to that point in this. I think this is a movie that they probably could have done into two, like they did with Long Halloween, and I think they would have got a lot more out of it.
Larry wouldn't know.
Like, as much as I like Nightwing, I think his bits were like forced in. Like you could have cut all that out and still be good.
Does that happen in the comic? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's why the Nightwing.
So Nightwing becomes Deadman.
Yeah, well, not Dead Man, but
Dead
Wing or Night
Dead Wing, yeah.
Yeah, Dead Wing.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's why in the game, Damien is Nightwing.
In the game, Damien is Nightwing?
In the first Injustice game, Damien is Nightwing, and they don't tell you why until you read the book and you realize, well, because Dick Grayson's dead.
But then why would Damien take? Why would Damien?
Because it's kind of Damien's fault.
No, it's definitely Damien's fault. But what I'm trying to figure out is why would Damien at that point be like, "Oh, well, I'll take up that mantle"? Like, why would Nightwing want you to do that?
Well,
why would anybody want you to do that?
After he gets possessed and does all that thing and learns from him once more, he honors him by putting on that mantle.
Also, Damien in the game gets possessed by Dick Grayson.
No, that happens in the movie. Like he was learning from Nightwing, and then to honor him in the game after these events, he takes on that mantle.
No, but we're talking about the game. The game doesn't do that, right?
No, in the game, he's just Nightwing, and
you don't know why. This is why. Like that. The whole thing he had with Nightwing in this movie, and I'm assuming the comics, I didn't read those, is why he chooses to do that.
If they did it in the comic, it was like, because the comic was divided by years, and once you go past year 1, it's way beyond. It's extra canon for the game, whatever. If they show that, it ain't till like year 2 or year 3.
That's wild. Okay, man.
Now,
wild.
There is one thing, because I did see the thing about Lois dying because they showed it at Fandom, and that's the only thing I've seen of it. The drama of it all, like the suspense of it, wasn't in that scene. Like compared to reading the comic, because when you read the comic, it's a lot more drama filled,
build up,
built up than it was in the movie at all. Because in the movie, it's a quick, not even 5-minute sequence.
Yeah, the movie does. We'll get to that in a little bit. I guess I'll start the little mini review. The movie does a really good job of giving you this little world building in 3 minutes tops.
Right.
Gives you everything you need to know, and then it starts building up on that into the movie because it's really just all set up for the games. So, but the movie has to be a movie in and of itself. So, giving you everything you need to know about this universe of Justice League, they do it in like, if anything, 5 minutes sounds too long. It feels like a lot shorter than that, but it does a really good job of doing it in that little time constraint, which is something that you normally with these adaptations I don't like, but here it's like, man, they did a good job at this.
They did a real good job.
I think, I think in the book, when I first read it, I think the book made me feel like he was actually fighting Doomsday.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit more surprising when it turned out it wasn't the way they did it. But if you think about it, Lois Lane is a human. So Superman attacking a human like he would attack Doomsday, that's not gonna last as long as the book made it seem. The way I remember it, I haven't read the book since it came out.
Now, Jay, man, why don't you give me your take on this, man? How'd you like this? Give us your little mini review before we get into the discussion. We already started.
Yeah, there's a lot to dislike about this movie. I'm not a fan of the art. I'm not a fan of the voice acting, not a fan of the action, but I did like the story and the things that happened. Just it could have been shown a lot better. Definitely the voices were like at least half of them just sounded wrong, especially Wonder Woman, which I've come to realize Wonder Woman is one of those characters that just people, either you can do it or you can't. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, talent doesn't seem to be an issue. Like, you have really good actresses that just can't do it, and you have like average actresses that really pull it off well. And yeah, you know, I relish in the chance to see children being murdered. And
minute 30 minutes 34 seconds. Title of the show.
Like, the fact that we don't see that was a huge turnoff for me for this R-rated film. It's, you know, you gotta wonder why they even put these ratings in there if they're not gonna take advantage of it.
What child did you want to see murdered that you didn't?
The correct answer from Joe's perspective is all of them.
Basically, there's a scene where Superman goes to this club and there are a bunch of kids partying and dressing up as the Joker. Like, they're kind of idolizing him, and he's still pissed off that the Joker made him, you know, kill his wife. So he like kills an entire warehouse full of dancing kids.
Oh, those
Fuck
aren't
them
kids.
kids.
That's
Wait. Can we just
maybe 16? But that's a rave. Those are 18 to like 30-year-olds.
Listen, can we just talk about real quick how Joe just made Superman sound petty for being mad that the Joker made him murder his wife and his baby, his unborn baby? Like, Jay was like, he's still mad. He made this full self. Like, he's petty for being angry still. He's like, dude, what? You're going to hold a grudge?
Hold on. You're making it seem like he was in front of the Joker. He wasn't in front of the Joker. He was staring at a bunch of kids at a dance club. Like, he had already killed the Joker at this point, at least weeks, possibly months ago. Like, I'm not saying he should be over that. I'm saying he's looking at a dance club of people that are just wearing Joker masks. Like, that's not a capital crime. You don't kill them for that. Like, he's literally at this point is on a mission to prevent innocent people from dying, and he's about to kill innocent people. Like, they haven't broken any law. I mean, there's probably underage drinking, but I don't think that's a killable offense.
It depends what race you are.
They were.
Damn! Wow!
You heard the music? That wasn't no ranchera.
It's like, why don't you go ahead killing good white people for no good reason?
That wasn't Kanye. They were dancing to.
Wow. That would be white people listening to Kanye.
I love that. That's what Oz thinks black people listen to. Kanye.
Real quick in chat, Tiger Claw says the game was rated T. Do you think the R rating was needed? I mean, if you're not going to show Superman murdering a warehouse full of kids, you probably don't need the R rating.
No, and the R rating was just because he punches Joker in the chest.
It was that, and then some of the curse words.
Well, if you're gonna go R, then you might as well throw in a curse word. But I think it was just they had to have that.
Here's the thing: it kind of does what. Well, it would benefit, like how you said, it would benefit from the splitting of the two. Give you a little more stuff. Where Long Halloween Part 1 was PG-13 and Part 2 was rated R. And you can see why the second one was a little more violent because of the climax and all that, and language and all that. And they just rated the two different. Yeah.
Like, I don't like, it's weird to me that you all are like talking about this as if like it's not a much edgier version of Superman. Like, it makes sense that like Superman doesn't do these things that we saw him do in this movie.
And the thing is, this movie...
He didn't kill any kids either.
But the thing is, he wasn't like, okay, Larry, I guess this is going to be a little weird, audience, bear with me, because if you didn't read these comics, you don't know. But you look at this Injustice and compare it to Irredeemable, like, which one's the PG-13, which one's the rated R?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You know
but
what I mean?
Irredeemable, that's a whole different thing.
Well, it's not 100%. Like, it's
100% different.
But it's kind of in the same vein. Like, I think this is like the halfway point between your Kingdom Come and your Irredeemable. You know what I mean?
No, but I guess, but what you're not taking into account is, like, I understand why you would make that comparison, because Irredeemable is a Superman analog, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference between somebody like Superman doing these things and Superman doing them. And that's why you give it the rating it gives. Like, part of it is because it's Superman. It's actually Superman.
Here's where I think you're either wrong or not explaining it correctly. You're saying that this is an edgy Superman we're not used to seeing, which is true. I can give you that point. However, as someone who actually reads comics,
oh Lord,
in the group, and has read the comic, he was way edgier in the comic.
What's that have to do with the movie?
The movie felt toned down. Like, the edginess wasn't that edgy.
Right, and considering it's rated R, like, you can
come on, man. You need to compare. Think of this Superman versus Superman the animated series.
No, and I get it, because but the thing is, you think of that episode of Superman the animated series where he became the dictator, you know, with Luthor, when he had the
everybody.
Yeah, and that guy was still more than this guy, and I didn't watch this guy go towards that. Like, this guy could still be redeemable.
That's why you need a scene like the Atlantis scene, because that's a whole nation of people, men, women, children, all kind of innocents that were basically about to die because of his actions.
I feel like the animated series is all like implied violence.
Well, the animated series was in the 90s. You're talking about 30 years ago.
And that we're telling
the Superman today is different than 30 years ago.
But is he really though? He's not.
Superman has a pink-haired boyfriend. Get over it.
No, see, again, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's not Superman. Like that, or it's Superman, but it's
Superman,
it's
and
John Kent.
Anything you're into,
it's John Kent Superman. That's not Clark Kent.
And
that's all I'm saying is you're gonna mess around.
He likes dudes. He can't be Superman. I see how it is. I get you. I get
it's
you.
Like, you know,
you hate strong women. You hate. There was something I was gonna say that would demonetize us. So let's.
We're not getting paid.
Like, this isn't demonetized after.
They don't even think about paying us money. But look, honestly, they could have used the R rating better.
I'm not gonna argue with that. Like, if you're saying they could have pushed the envelope more, sure. But what I'm saying is they pushed the envelope enough, in my opinion, because of some of the things that Superman did in this movie that make it so it's like, no, I get it. Like, why? Yeah, you got Superman, you know, doing some crazy stuff, man. Like, they're like, hey, let's rate it R.
Now, I didn't read these comics either because, you know, I like my Superman a certain way. All right. But well, I'm not playing the game, so why would I read the comic? But
because they were good. We were telling you that back then.
Get it. Yeah, I get it.
Those are actually really good.
Yeah, Tom Taylor, man, he was doing it.
I know. I remember, but I didn't do it.
I mean, there's still.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
You still could.
I don't know if the comic did this or this movie did it, but for me, this movie was almost better. Like, when it comes, you know, you look at the comic book Civil War and the movie Civil War, two friends fighting over ideologies. In the Civil War movie, it's not that, you know, it's that, but it's not as big as what the comic was, right? Now here, it's really like you have the black and white and the gray area, and they do a really good job of showing you all these moving parts in this conflict between the heroes. Up until the end, when it's like, you know, after they help and everything, then he just calls them terrorists and they're going to be executed, you know? Now, I don't know, you know, Larry, before I ask you, but because you're going to go into a 30-minute diatribe if I do, but Oz, you read the comics. Heck, you read the comics. Hey, I don't know if you read the comics, but did that happen in the comics too?
Did what happen?
Like the way that it's an ideology clash, like that the way that you know, Batman and Superman are really at odds, not just because of what Superman's doing, but it's
kinda,
you know, when he starts setting the regime and is it really like they still care for each other, they as friends and best friends, and you know,
there was a point near the end of the series, of the first part of the series, where they meet up with each other and talk. Batman tries to talk sense to him, and at the same time, Superman's very, I won't say closed-minded, but he has his mind made up, because it's before the regime is completely made and everything, and it's a tipping point. Like, if Batman doesn't reach him here, it's over. Shit's gonna go south, and that's exactly what happens. So they're not, you know, there's a caring on Batman's side, and there's a very, what's the word? Uncaring from Superman. Like, Superman has this idea to not let this kind of thing happen again. And he's made his mind up to the point where no one's going to talk him out of it.
Yeah, and the books have the advantage of going slower, where you see the progression of what Superman is capable of go slower, and people that originally allied with him, that he, like in the movie Mr. Terrific, who kind of allies with him at first, but then comes to a point where he's like, I can't do this. You know, that was like the Flash in the first book. He sides with Superman, and then gets to a point where he starts seeing like, well, you're taking this too far. And you get that from a couple of different people, not just Batman. So it is about ideologies clashing. And, you know, in the book, it's Wonder Woman that's by his side the whole time, whether it's because she loves him or she believes in what he's doing, or a combination of the two. You get the sense that it is a combination of the two, that's why she's at his side. Fundamentally, she agrees with him, because what he is doing will end with less people dying. Like, it'll stop violence, essentially. He's stopping wars, and that's kind of her goal. At the same time, you can kind of see that she's trying to get at him too. Like, you know, I mean, they're two attractive people. I mean, you know, his wife is dead, so give him some time to grieve, and it happened. So the book comes at you from several different angles that way. You know, whether it's about relationships and seeing a slow descent of a great man.
Yeah, like, I don't know how the movie did it.
Thing.
I don't know how the movie did it, but when in the comic, it started almost, I don't want to say Civil War like, because I'd never read Civil War, but you can see people taking sides, and then once Superman completely loses his shit, they're like, I think he went too far. I don't want to be in this side anymore.
The difference between the book and the movie, because the way the movie does it is, after he takes out the Joker, he makes a decision that, you know, him and Wonder Woman are talking, and, you know, he's like, well, I can stop all the bad things from happening. I can stop wars. I can stop this. I can stop that. And he presents his idea to the Justice League, and that's where some people just disappear. They say Captain Marvel says, well, us magic users don't agree with this, and blah blah blah, and just fucks the hell off, and you never see him again. Aquaman says, well, Atlantis isn't gonna bow down to whatever. I guess I'm out of the Justice League, and he fucks off to do whatever the hell he does. You never see him again, and you get the people that side with Superman. Obviously, everybody in the Bat family sides with Batman, even though like Damian kind of agrees with Superman. He sides with his dad until he doesn't, and then kills Nightwing. You know, so you do kind of get that, but it's more abbreviated. Yeah, the comic definitely has more heroes on different sides that kind of start seeing this crazy man do crazy things and regret.
To my recollection, Superman, after he kills Joker, he didn't immediately go to the Justice League with that, or maybe I'm misremembering. I think there was a point where he was remorseful to a point, like he's not sorry he did it, but he's kind of sorry that he liked it or something like that. And then it starts going down from there.
From what I remember in the comic is he realized that what they were doing wasn't working because Batman had already arrested Joker several times and he just keeps getting out and keeps killing people. And he starts realizing, well, we're just arresting people with stopping stuff. I can end nuclear war right now by taking all the missiles and throwing them at the sun.
It was basically the point where Superman's like, what the fuck am I doing? I can just kill these fools.
Yeah.
The next thing I want to talk about was the art. When the comic does the art, of course, shit's different, you know. I had an issue with it, and Joe kind of, I know he remembers that first Scorpion movie that had the weird knuckles. And this kind of does that. I think it's the same studio or something. And they do a weird thing, like when you look right here at Superman's cheekbone, like adding that hard line. I know what they're trying to do, but when you have this shadow and that, and they only did it for certain people, you know, they did it for him. But then, you know, you got your, let's see here.
Batman looks really bad. Like he looks like he's got a permanent sad face.
Oh, bro.
He does.
Well, except for at the end.
If you look at like they did it with Green Arrow and Harley, like they don't have it, like it's just a shadow, you know. And
maybe they got fatter faces.
No, it's just stylistic choices. Like they pick and choose who they do it for. I guess the most prominent people, but it's like you don't need that hard line. You know, here's Damian doesn't have it. You know, and that's I don't know. That was the thing that took me out of it watching it. Jay? What did you think of the art of this?
The art, yeah, like I said, I wasn't a huge fan. Like some of the designs just look really bad to me, especially Joker. Even though he wasn't in it that long, you know, I just wasn't really feeling it, and I think overall, I just think the art left a lot to be desired. You talk about the Black Knuckles thing that comes up, but it's not even consistent. So it's like, why? Like, if you're gonna fuck it up all the way. Like, why? Like, the fact that you don't means you could have not done it at all. So it's like, yeah, I wasn't feeling the art, and it's like it wasn't bad enough to make me stop watching. I mean, obviously, I finished the movie, but it could be unpleasant at times.
Man, you read the comic and you watched this thing. How would you compare the transition of art? The adaptation.
I hate the way Batman looks. I like some of the designs, like the Damian's Robin outfit. I like the design of it. It's just they look weird. It's too many of those hard black lines for no reason. And I don't like that this Superman bitches out at the end, really. Like the Superman in the books just keeps going. Even when they stop him, but he gets out and at one point he's depowered. Well, you know what? He finds a yellow ring and goes ape shit on them again.
But that's not art, right?
Comics are an art form. As the guy in the show that reads comic books, I see the whole thing as an art form, both the the actual drawing as well as the words. Yeah. That's why you have letterers,
and that's why you love Stargirl.
It's all encompassed.
That's why you love Stargirl and Batwoman.
I'm mad at Joe for pointing out that she gained weight for season 2, and now I can't stop seeing that.
That's just pandemic weight.
I watch it and I'm just mad at Joe.
I wish he would unmute himself so they could hear him laugh.
Yeah.
It's like he said it once and now every episode. That's all I see.
She was the one that brought it up. I mean, I'm not the one that made a whole news story about it. Well, they had to make her costume larger.
Yeah, but she's in jeans and like I can see the fupa. Damn. Which look, it I shouldn't even say that because like she's an average girl. Like she's not actually bad. She's actually in decent shape, but but I saw season 1 and I see season 2 and I see the difference. And Jay has
just saying that there's an easy fix. You just stop watching the show.
No,
but
it'll go away.
Looking at Oz, it's easier to stop eating than to stop watching the show.
Yes.
Larry, you read the comics. Do you remember the art in that? I know your memory is a little off.
No, I do remember the art, and I don't feel like I know that many of these DC animated films try to transition the art from the comic into the animated series lately. I don't feel like Injustice did that. Like, I can't remember who the artist was, but I don't feel like they look the same. And don't get me wrong, like I don't feel as strongly about it as Jay and Oz do in regards to like not enjoying the art style. I'm not gonna say that I felt like it was great. It was good. And honestly, I felt like it was like I didn't look. I guess more than anything, I wasn't looking at any of the characters and thinking like, oh, like this is really bothering me, like what they look like. I did notice some of the things that you all are talking about, especially like when you talk about the hard lines on like Superman and Batman. Like I definitely noticed them. I got over them quick, but I think that's mostly because I thought that the story was good. And like just the way that they presented everything, I really enjoyed. Like honestly, like I know Jay had mentioned the voice casting. I personally like the voice casting a lot. I liked the Joker as far as character design wise, and like how the Joker carried himself. Honestly, a big thing for me too, which I was like, man, I didn't even know that I liked this, but I loved the depiction of Harley, and it turned out that was Jillian Jacobs that did Harley Quinn, and so I was like, dude, like I didn't know that going in, but I made sure I took note of who it was at the end of the movie, and I was like, oh wow, like I like her better than Home Chick from whatchamacallit, from the show.
Like, don't finish that thing. Yeah, because I like that one. Don't finish.
From Big Bang.
Stop.
I'm just saying listen, I'm not saying she's not good. I'm just saying I like Jillian Jacobs better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's not good, but she's not good.
Who? Oh no, I'm not saying that at all. Like what's her name? Coco? What's her name?
Yeah.
Cuomo?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, she's good.
Moving on.
The Joker I thought was great. Kevin Pollak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that shit was good. Like, Kevin Pollak did a good Joker. I never thought I'd hear that, you know.
Dude, and the funny part, like when this fool messed around and was like talking about like how he was gonna play the best, like the best joke or whatever, and the bomb goes off, and that was like, ta-da! It's like, dude, I damn near died. I was like, oh my god! I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Look, and that's going back, like, that's those first 5 minutes that tell you, like, they tell you everything you need to know about this movie in those first 5 minutes. Like, that world building, that's some comic level shit. Like, that's not no animated adaptation shit. Like, those first 5 minutes of this movie, you know, I want to say the first half hour for me was great, and towards the end it kind of fizzled off, but it was still okay. But you know, for that I give this a 4 out of 5. I'm jumping into ratings because it's that time. We gotta get into other shit. All right, but yeah, a 4 out of 5 for me, because it's like there was a strong. The first half hour, first 20 minutes was really strong. It actually made me want to read these comics, and it really like it reminded me, like, man, this is like this is part of this is what the stuff they should have had in the Civil War Marvel movie. You know, these moments, these character moments. You know, and I feel they didn't have them, and they had their own, but you know, it's basically just the end. But anyway, I'm not reviewing that right now. But Jay, man, give me a rating.
I would rate it a 4.5. Like, despite everything I disliked, I really did enjoy the story and the conflict. Yeah, I thought it was good. Like, it was enough to make me ignore the art and the lack of action, or the bad action, and the voice cast. So, yeah. Overall, I enjoyed it.
And the lack of dead kids.
Yeah, that was truly disappointing.
The dead kids were there. He's just mad you didn't see them die.
Right.
He wants to watch them and see the light leave their eyes.
Light leave their eyes.
I kept seeing that kid with the little, like, the bowl cut, and I'm like, man, is he gonna kill that little ass kid when Amazo was gonna do it? And I'm like, and then he didn't, and I'm like, man. Oz, man, why don't you give me a rating for this shit?
3. You know, the art looks horrible. You know, not really into it. Story wise, go read some comics.
It's read fucking comics. That's what we say here on Fantastic Forum.
Right, what he said. I agree.
He doesn't want to get his thing.
We have a sticker. Buy the sticker. Yeah. We have a shirt. Buy the shirt.
Yeah.
Larry.
I give it 4.5. It like, I liked it a lot. It was great to me. So, and you know, don't get me wrong. It's like I wouldn't mess around and say, oh, it's better than the comic, but it's definitely a worthy adaptation. I would suggest both reading and watching this. 4.5. It's awesome.
Heck, you didn't watch this a lot, but can you review our review of it?
The Fantastic Forum review of Injustice, 5 out of 5. 5 dead kids out of 5.
I mean, we spoiled it so much, just like you already watched it.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm
well, he read the comic too, so it's like he knows the differences and he knows where it's gonna go.
I'm gonna say this: I didn't like the art in the comic, and looking at the screenshots, I like the art in this. That's not to say I like the art. I like it better than the comic. But they going with that studio was a bad move. That was a mistake.
Damn. People look, so somebody that from that studio just dropped one teardrop. They don't even know why. They're like, wait a minute.
We just dropped a viewer. It had to be the guy that drew the shit.
He's
Shouldn't
like,
have went so hard on the lines, man. Shouldn't have went so hard.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like I think if they would have just eased up on certain things, it would have felt more fluid. Because I mean, you look at the Harley design, you look at the Plastic Man. I mean, if I were just to rate Plastic Man in this, like, it was amazing. It's 5 out of 5. You know, like his fluidity. You know, this frame rate that they do these movies in, like his fluidity, the way they express what he does was great. You know, I want them to do a Plastic Man animated feature, just that, you know, because he don't have knuckles like that, so that'll be good. But
I'll be waiting for the Ed Boon cut.
But I really did like how they utilized Plastic Man. Even like Amazo looks at him, it's like medium threat. And I'm like, he's gonna kill you, you know. He's not a medium threat, you know. And then sure enough, like he went balls out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not the whole movie. That's just that brilliant moment in it. So next it is the scary comic review. I'm gonna play the music because
scary
comic book
review. Scary
comic book
like
review.
Well, not like that, but like.
But yeah, the Deep Beyond. Jay, man, why don't you tell us what Deep Beyond is?
Okay, so Deep Beyond is about the world is fucked up. Like the air is poisonous and the water is poisonous, and a group of researchers, or terrorists, I should say, are trying to find a missing researcher to figure out where she went, because they think she might be alive, so they try to find her. And then everyone starts dying. Well, technically they're dying before, but you know, it's Y2K, went and destroyed everything, and monsters came, and then there's a portal. And it's cosmic horror under the sea.
Yeah, like Pacific Rim. Am I wrong?
Well, that was more kaiju horror.
But it was still cosmic horror, like with the portal and all that.
Well, when I think cosmic horror, I think of more like abstract, or not abstract, but like just the more insidious monsters.
Okay.
Don't say insidious.
No, but I know what you mean. Like, just because they're giant and have tentacles doesn't mean they're kaiju, right? Like, Cthulhu's not a kaiju.
Right.
Okay. But they come from the same place as the kaijus from Pacific Rim.
Right.
Okay. So it's just how they express their violence that that defines the genre. All right. I'm in. I like both. Can't wait till H.P. Lovecraft makes a Godzilla version.
Dude, I hate that guy so much. Like,
yeah, but the people that love him are okay.
Some of them maybe.
You guys realize he's dead now, right?
Yeah, but he's
still okay to hate him.
He's transcended death because
Mo was talking about. I can't wait till he writes a Godzilla book, and I'm like, wait, but he's dead.
Yeah, but people write a bunch of stuff based like as him. Like that's part of the whole thing. Like they just add to, and they just say it's H.P. Lovecraft's this because they want to give him the credit of what they do.
Oh, because they need a way to sell their crappy stories. Gotcha.
Right. Yeah, you get it on was it Wattpad or whatever, that like free publishing app where you can be a novelist if you want.
There's a free publishing app?
Yeah, like you can write a whole book there that nobody will read and call yourself a novelist because they'll like give you residuals in case somebody decides to pay for your bullshit.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I can
Vaughn
finally
told us
publish my
about that.
manifestos. I
Yeah.
mean, books.
Yeah. It's got shitentology. He's gonna write Gaianetics.
Gaianetics. That's pretty funny.
What's your middle name, Oz?
Armando.
Armando. So OA Bermejo Craft. That will be his name on Wattpad.
Deep Beyond.
Thank you, Oz. Thank you.
People turning into mushrooms, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Coral. Yeah, mushrooms and corals, all the stuff from the earth.
Yeah.
Like I read one issue, I was lost. I should have read more, but I don't have time. Like that's my mini review. Like I like everything about it. The art, like some scenes were great, some scenes weren't, but they weren't great. They weren't as great as what they is or what the other one was because of time constraint. Like okay, this panel is not a big panel. Let me just take it easy here. You know what I mean? So it's not like it was bad art. It was just fast art by a great artist. And it's you see that a lot in manga where they'll just draw something fast and you know exactly who it is. You know exactly who's supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing, but it's not as good as like the page where, you know, like a splash page equivalent, you know? And this book does a lot of that, and I think it's great for like I would rather have that than a bunch of inconsistent panels that are just bad.
Which we should mention the artist Andrea Broccardo drew this book.
Why do we pick this book? Because it's an Andolfo book.
It's an Andolfo book. It's horror.
It's horror.
It's October.
And I hadn't read it yet.
Yeah.
And I needed to push myself to read it.
Yeah.
Also, I think we'd be remiss if we don't mention that a lot of the time why that happens in manga is because it's often like one creator doing everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, and no, a lot. There're not a lot of like writer artists in manga.
Well, they don't do everything. Like they get help.
Yeah, they don't publish.
There's a lot of like unnamed proteges and stuff that will do just the easy stuff.
Yeah, and they do some of the line work and some of the shadows,
like the gray tones.
Yeah,
I mean, listen.
Like if you look at Masamune Shiro, who did like Ghost in the Shell, if you look at his work before other people are done touching it up, looks completely different.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is
they're all Liefeld-san in Japan.
What I'm saying is often in manga you have somebody that's like the writer, they're the artist, they're doing like they're not always color, obviously, so they're not coloring, but they often do like a lot of line work. And I'm not saying somebody doesn't help to finish it off or whatever, but it's like, you know, they're doing the layouts, like all that. Like that's like the vision of one individual versus in what we're talking. Like literally in this book, there are two writers. there's an artist, there's a colorist, is there an inker too? I think there's an inker too in this book, right? So I'm just like, you know, I think like to compare the same thing, like, you know, I don't know, that doesn't feel like apples to apples to me. But I might be wrong.
Maybe that's part of the problem. One of the writers on this book is a very talented artist who should have probably spent more time drawing than writing.
Well, they didn't draw. She didn't draw at all, right?
That's my point.
No, but I think I think this book was executed well. How far did you read, Oz?
I got to the second issue because I read the first issue, and there's just a wall of text, like so much text. It's like 3 pages of text before anything actually happens. And then something happens, and I think, okay, here we go. It's happening. All right, let's go. More text. And more. I figure, well, it's issue 1. Okay, they got a world build. They got to explain some stuff to me, and stuff. So I'll read the second issue. Goddamn, there's more text. It's like how did this lady marry this other lady and didn't know she had a twin sister? How did this guy date the same person and didn't know she had a twin? Why is everybody surprised there's a twin?
No, she's not surprised that there's a twin. She knows the twin. She was at the wedding.
The guy was surprised there was a twin, because when she takes off the helmet and he's like, "Oh my god, it's blah blah blah." Wait, but she's dead. You must be a twin.
Oh yeah, he didn't know.
Yeah, he dated her for like a while. They seemed like a very close relationship, close enough that he has like a somewhat friendship with the wife of his ex, and he didn't. Okay, whatever.
I mean, I don't know for certain, but it almost felt like more like a work fling.
That sold it on.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, like a work fling, not exactly a deep relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all I know is Mirka Andolfo needs to draw some more stuff, and back away from the
she needs to work by herself. On certain
well, she did Sweet Paprika by herself, right? Or
right
with that, and like in Sweet Paprika, the art suffers because she spent time writing it too, I guess.
No, because Unnatural is the same thing.
Yeah, she wrote and drew Unnatural.
Yeah,
I believe she is writing and drawing Red Sonja. I would have to double check.
And then Mercy, she was writing and drawing too, right?
Did she draw in Red Sonja? Because I liked the Multiverse Sonja book.
Yeah,
no, not that one. There's a regular Red Sonja.
Like an ongoing.
Yeah.
So she does different styles. Like, not all her books are her same style. That's one of the things that really, like, as an artist, makes her stand out, because I was reading Crimson earlier today, and it's like, man, Humberto Ramos is amazing, and he's amazing in that. And then you read his other stuff that he more Marvel stuff and mainstream stuff, and it looks different, but you can still tell it's him. And then anything he does, like, you're getting that look. And with Mirka Andolfo, it's like you don't know what you're getting.
It sounds like what you're saying is she's diluted her load.
No, it's not that. She just has different loads. She's got the load she shoots when she loves something, and the load she shoots when you're gonna love something, and the load when somebody else is gonna love it. Like, it's all love. It's just different love. Yeah. It's all gooey and shit.
The experimental load,
and that's
and I think honestly that keeps it fresh. Like, her drawing everything. Why are you laughing, Larry?
It's just the way it sounds.
Keeping it gooey keeps it fresh.
Well, she gives you a book that looks different from her last book, and I know I'm the type of dude that I want the same thing. Like, I want everything to look like Unnatural from her, or everything to look like she did with Conan. But I know I'm not going to get that now. Like, after reading, 3 or 4 of her titles, like, I know I'm not going to get that. So when I got to this, it's like, okay. And that's why it kind of took me a little longer to get to Deep Beyond 2, because it's like, it's not her entire creation by herself. So it's like, okay, this is not going to be as good as, like, your Sweet Paprika or your Unnatural. Yeah.
Who's the co-writer? I just want to know if I know who's the dude bringing her down.
Goy is his last name, right? Goy?
Yeah.
Mirka is way more talented than this book would suggest.
It's a David Goy.
Yeah. Okay,
it could also be something that's lost in translation too, because they're originally in Italian.
Was this book put out?
Speaking of, I did notice there are a lot of typos in this book. Over the 9 issues that I read, her English editor is not doing their job well, and it's kind of interesting too. Like I know I mentioned before that sometimes in Italian comics they'll put like the panels in the wrong order. That actually happens like twice, I think. Even though in this book it's a lot easier to follow because of the word bubbles, like they direct. But I just thought that was interesting because I think that's the first time I've noticed that in her books.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it now, and the editor is Rossano Bruno, and that's that's not. I mean, it's an Italian person. I mean, it could be Brooklyn Italian, you know. But you know, I do feel a lot of like the dialogue and stuff, like when they translate it, they either translate it too literally or you know, you get that in Netflix sometimes when you read the subtitles. You know, they're a little different than when the actor says it, even though it's the same language. And I think this book suffers from a little bit of that.
No, I don't put the text, whatever that's called. I don't look. You give it to me in English, and I accept the fact that man is ducking that woman, and that's just part of the plot.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you're gonna get what you're gonna get.
So, I feel like another thing that's interesting with this book is that it's written. It's kind of like segmented in the way like Unnatural was, where like each 3 issues is like a point in time or a point in story. So it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, if you're going to read, it's best to read 3 at a time.
Is it like a time jump or like meanwhile? And then
no, it's just like what they're doing. Like it's the first 3 is them getting to the underwater station, and then you'll have like your next 3, which is them like going to the station, and then you'll have 3 of like adjusting and leaving the station, and it's just like kind of segmented, like they should all be triple-sized issues, like 4 triple-sized issues, as opposed to 12. But I mean, they do plan out, like they do work for me. Like I know when I read the first one, I wasn't confused, just eager for the next part, and it does kind of play out that way. Interestingly, I think.
That's interesting. Like I didn't get to see that because I didn't read, you know, like 3 or 4 issues in. I only got to read 2. But yeah, that does sound like an interesting way to format things. The end.
As far as Larry, how far did you get into it?
Just 2 issues.
Just 2 issues. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be the cutoff.
Yeah. Well, that seems to be the cutoff, is what he said. And that. I
mean, I would have read.
Mo read 1, but he read it twice.
Yeah.
I would have read more, honestly. Like what I read, I enjoyed, and you know, I thought that the relationship dynamics were interesting between all of the characters. Like, I'm interested, and I definitely want to know more about, you know, the plague that is happening in this world. Like it's presented like a bit of a mystery, and you know, it was enough for me to be like, hey, I would like to know more, you know.
Yeah, but you just don't have time, right? Because it's like you're reading War and Peace.
Honestly, it didn't feel that text heavy to me. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel where you're coming from because it does start off and there are blocks of text between, characters and all that kind of stuff. So I can feel where you're coming from, but it's a comic book, and some comic books are more comic, and some comic books are more book. So that goes fine for me.
I've read some comics that are more wordy than this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And they flowed better, so it didn't feel wordy.
I hear that.
Were wordy, and this one is somewhere in the middle where it's not. It's wordy, but it's not that wordy. But it doesn't flow as easy as something that isn't as wordy. You know what I mean? I don't know if that.
I do know what you mean. No, that does make sense. Like, I mean, I feel like like generally speaking, you have like say a Watchman, and a Watchman is pretty wordy in some places, but because of what is being said or how it's being said, it doesn't feel that way. I personally feel like like you could talk about people like Bendis or like Kevin Smith, and they write pretty wordy comic books, but I don't think that. Well, it depends on who you're talking to, but some people don't feel like they run slow. Even though, I mean, maybe less Kevin Smith and more, or less so Bendis and more Kevin Smith, because I know people talk about Bendis's like things not happening in his books, but yeah. But I don't know. This didn't feel extra wordy to me. It definitely, I can see where you're coming from, though, Oz. It doesn't feel. I wasn't confused by what you were saying. Let's put it like that.
People got so tired of Kevin Smith's wordiness, he had to create a villain that doesn't say anything.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that was a good book.
All right, it's time to rate this. I don't know what else we can say about it. Like, we have our feelings about it, and we come to that point. Jay, man, what do you give this?
I would give it a 4. Like, I enjoy the story. I enjoy the art. I like where it's going. We're into like the final stretch. It's a 12-issue series, 9 issues down, so it's all climax and falling action to look forward to. And yeah, I enjoyed this book a lot. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Cool. Oz, give me a rating.
I'm gonna go with 3. The art is fine. It's not bad. It got some great spots. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. Art's fine. My biggest issue is the wordiness, and the thing is, each book that I read felt like it was like they wrote it to sell it to Netflix as like a six episode story. And I think that's why it was so wordy. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Some people might. It's not me, but it's not bad either. So I'll stick with 3.
All right. Larry, give me a rating.
I'd give it a 4. I liked it. And, it's like, I feel like it gave me enough world building and enough characterization for me to stay engaged. And, and of course, like the main mystery is something that I'm actually curious about. I want to go ahead and read the next issues. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a 4.
As for me, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. And I'm somewhere between Oz and Larry on this, and Jay. Like, it's just maybe because I only read one issue, but from that one issue, that's how I feel. I want to read the second issue, but I don't think I would be as enthused as I have been from Mirka Andolfo's other work. Yeah. But
look, the sad fact of the matter is this book probably would have gotten a full point up by everybody if she had drawn it.
Yeah.
And it's not even like the artist is bad. I don't think the art is bad by any means. I think it's good art, but I think when you see Mirka Andolfo on a cover, you're kind of like, oh, you know. And I know, like personally, I was a little disappointed to find out that she wasn't drawing it. I thought the art was good, but it wasn't Mirka Andolfo good.
That's
And
funny.
the
Lawrence
thing
was
is,
like,
even-
"Oh, Mirka Andolfo. Oh, she wrote it." Oh.
And well,
I know, but I'm not like that because Mirka Andolfo has good ideas. But
I talked about the book that I saw, like the DC Black book that I didn't pick up because I thought she just did the cover because the Lobo Batman book, you know, and I missed out because it's like, yeah, she just did a cover. I mean, that's cool, but I want her to do it, you know. And I guess
it's like a Black Label book.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like even here, like the co-writing that turned me off. Like I want her ideas about this, not this.
Did you get a punchline book?
I haven't read it. I haven't read it yet, but
because she wrote and drew that.
Yeah, but she also has editorial constraints from DC, so that turns me off. Period. Like give me the image book, give me the image punchline book, or
I actually like that book.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good.
I don't need a series of it, but the one shot is fine.
Yeah,
I'm
down
to
to
think about Deep Beyond. He's dead. He
Who?
fell asleep. He opened the first page and fell asleep. I get you. All right. Hex says 2 out of 5.
Oh, I didn't even hear you.
He took
I
it
thought you were still reviewing. I didn't read. I didn't even know you were doing this. Unless you want me to review your reviews.
Yeah, you can review our review of Deep Beyond.
I give it a 4. I didn't agree with Larry's talking about Watchmen not feeling wordy.
Yeah.
It's wordy as fuck.
For a moment there, I thought you were criticizing I thought he was criticizing my edible kicking in and me zoning out for a few minutes. I wasn't prepared to host today.
And if you would like the opportunity to rate our ratings of other things that get rated, third tier of our Patreon, and you too can join us on the line.
It's just $150 a month. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
You can make that on Dogecoin.
Wait, Doja coin?
You know that's the thing, right, Lawrence?
It's not called Doja, is it?
There's a version of Bitcoin that has that dog on it, and it's called
Doge.
Yeah.
Isn't it just Doge?
It's Doga.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, Doge.
Doge. We're fancy.
Like Doja Cat is a different thing.
What?
Wait, but that's a dog and a cat. How do you? That doesn't even make any sense.
No. It's a artist. It's a singer or a rapper.
Singer rapper. She does both.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
She's multi-talented.
Does she mumble rap?
No.
Then that ain't.
But she's not that talented.
Yeah, she's not real hip hop.
Oh, jeez. Listen, if y'all don't stop it with this nonsense. All right, we should do some news.
Yeah.
What's her SoundCloud?
Comic book news.
We should have a
comic book
like her. Well, not like that, but like.
All right, let's do it.
Joe, you have
So-
any news to talk about?
Oh, go ahead, Jay.
Somebody's eyes or anything?
Say again?
You have any news to talk about, Jay? Somebody's eyes or something?
I feel like you're leading him.
No, well, okay, there's some sad news. On Twitter recently, Paul Tobin has been, he was talking about like he had cancer and he got treated, but it ended up messing up his eye, and his eye is slowly dying. Lawrence, I don't know why you think this is funny. Like, this is fucked up.
Listen.
Because Lawrence loves Cyclops.
I'm sitting here like, who's laughing like that? I was like, what kind of crazy person? I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like me.
Wait. Is he gonna like lose his eyes or what's the update?
Eventually,
he's basically he's gonna go. I think it's the left eye is gonna be gone soon, but his other eye is strong.
But he's still got his right eye, right?
Lawrence, come on, a little sympathy. I would think you, of all people, would show a little sympathy for this man whose eyes were dying.
Y'all are some sons of bitches. That's what y'all know. It's like that. Does he have like macular degeneration? Is that what's happening?
I don't know what those words mean.
That's
I know degeneration. I don't know what macular means.
Yeah, no, it's just. I mean, it's an eye thing.
It's the latest Apple product.
Larry, how would you feel if he did have macular degeneration?
It's got the retina screen.
Boo.
Why do y'all hate Paul Tobin?
You're the one laughing at him. It's a really sad story. And
it's only his left eye that's messing up, right? The right one.
This is what happens when you leave us alone, Larry. Joe and I plotted this. Like, we got to do this story when Larry gets here because I want to play the laugh so that people think Larry's laughing. See what happens, Larry?
Yeah, this is why you should always be on the show.
Yeah. Don't run away from scary things.
If you were here, this never would have happened.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to be a part of this.
Because I told we're prepping, you know, like before we actually go live, and I told Jay, like, if you have any news stories, like, I'm gonna play this when you say it. And I played the laugh. I got like all these laugh tracks of Larry. He goes, "Oh, I have the Paul Tobin. Oh, that's gonna be perfect. Oh, but he's not gonna be here. I need him to be here so that people think he's actually laughing." And then here we are.
So Eternals has world premiere, and apparently it's long and boring.
Yeah.
What did?
I mean,
Eternals.
Oh.
So it's like
long and boring?
Isn't that what they said when they screened it like a year or two ago?
Look, there you go, laughing at Paul Tobin again.
I was laughing at Eternals.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what the comic is too. It's long and boring. Like, it's not, you know, they live throughout eternity and they get powers and they go dormant and they come back, they reincarnate. Like, yeah, it's long and boring. Life, eternal life is long and boring. Yeah.
Much like actual life.
Yeah. Look, it's not long.
I mean, how look, we've all been reading comics for a long time. How many like hardcore Eternals fans have you ever come across?
I think the closest you guys come to is me, and I'm not as hardcore. I've read different series throughout my life.
And you're the biggest Eternal fan I know, Moses, without question.
And I'm not like,
and that's not even about Eternals. That's about Jack Kirby.
Yeah, that and I like the story of Eternals, like what it is, and this movie doesn't seem like it's gonna be that. So that's where it's like, for someone like me that's as close as you get to a hardcore fan of Eternals, it's like, it's not gonna be for me. And if it's not gonna be for me, then if what I liked about it is not what you're putting out, then the masses aren't gonna like it, you know.
What did you
and that's really like when Oz put that story in our pre-production, I'm like, yeah, I mean, we all knew this. Like the last trailer kind of looked like it was going to be like a good movie, but not like a good superhero movie. This is going to be like a good movie that came out in like the 80s or 70s or some shit. Like, you know, everybody now it's like, Brian De Palma, I don't like his movies. They're too long. Yeah.
I'm definitely hearing that, you know, some people are describing it as like art house a little bit.
Yeah.
And people are saying that there's a lot of symbolism in it. And, you know, not to say that, you know, you can't have symbolism in a comic book movie, but like, that's like, I guess the level, like, it's not to say that there's still action scenes and all that kind of stuff in it too, but like, I guess where the part of it that kind of comes forth is more the symbolic aspects of it. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go see it, but I don't
All
know.
you're telling me is I might love it.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Listen, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna dislike it necessarily, but there like nothing I've seen in the previews made me feel like, man, this is gonna be an amazing flick. Like I remember looking at the Shang-Chi trailer and thinking like, oh, dude, that's gonna be good. And then when I went to go see Shang-Chi, I was like, damn, this was even better than I thought it was gonna be. I don't feel like that's necessarily gonna happen for Eternal.
I remember, well, Larry, that's where you and I differ because I remember seeing the Shang-Chi trailer. I'm like, I don't want to see this. And then I watched it. I'm like, oh man, I'm glad I saw this.
There you go. Because Moses hates Asians.
And then an hour later, I wanted to see it again.
That's so wrong.
Then why'd you laugh so hard you got off camera?
it can be wrong and funny, goddamn.
Hey, it's not a joke about the pizza. It's about a joke about the Americanized food. That's all.
That's funny. Yeah, man.
Yeah, as far as Eternal goes, man, I mean, I'm not. I think it's the Marvel movie I've been the least excited about, and who knows, man? Maybe it'll surprise me. Maybe I'll like something in it. I'm going in it with an open mind because from everything I've seen, I know like they're not doing that. But if they can integrate it into this Marvel Cinematic Universe in a way that works and isn't like a total bastardization of what Eternals is, like even then, gender swapping. Like I'm not even tripping about that because it's like, yeah, they reincarnated into a woman this time. Like
in this movie they don't reincarnate, right?
Oh, why'd you have to tell me that?
It's gonna be the same actors from beginning to end.
No, but
9,000 years ago, same people.
No, but that's how it is in the comics too. Like they look the same. Like it's the same look and stuff. I mean, she could be trans. Like she could be a man in a woman's body.
I'll tell
the whole time.
They're not reincarnating. It's the same. Yeah. They're just immortal.
Did you see it yet?
I haven't seen it.
Then shut the fuck up.
I'm telling you. as the guy on the show that knows movies, I'm telling you. Well,
why is Oz the only person on the show that knows anything about anything?
My bad. As the MCU guy in
it's that college degree.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, they're not reincarnating.
He went to college for all this.
In fact,
knows
it not only are they not reincarnating, but they have been there. It's been the same people from the beginning, same bodies, to the point that Angelina Jolie's character is gone senile, and when this movie starts, like she's got like memory issues.
We can't say senile anymore.
She's gone Joe Biden.
Damn.
We can't say that anymore.
She don't know where she's at times. She probably pooped her pants. It's a shame she has to wear white in this movie.
Wait, what? Oh,
but she's immortal.
What's the next story? Listen,
if you're gonna give me a movie about immortals, there better only be one.
Oh, is that a Highlander reference?
Says there can be only
Highlander is amazing. I wanted to sing the song, but I know I can't sing.
Dude, I love that song.
As the musical artist of the group, I understand that my voice doesn't always.
Born to be kings, we're the princess of the universe. There you go.
It sounded like you said princess.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Oh, okay. That's not how the song goes.
Hey. Artistic freedom, sir.
Got it.
That shit doesn't work for karaoke.
What?
The guy that wrote the song is in a band called Queen. I'm pretty sure he can say princess if he wants.
And a lot higher than I'm willing to go.
The man
right
got
now.
piggyback rides from Darth Vader in his live concerts. He can say princesses, sis. Princesses.
Is that a real thing?
Oh yeah, look that up. Freddie
Damn,
Mercury
Wait,
getting a piggyback right, not piggyback, like he's straddling where his legs are on Darth Vader's like here. That's the thing. We just
where the princess of
there's
the
copyright
universe.
stuff that's gonna kick in now. I can feel demonetization.
It won't get demonetized. It will just
Get taken down,
and all the money will go to Queen.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for live streams though.
It does.
It does.
Not for ours
because
because they have.
I'm trying to keep talking over that music because I'm telling you.
Okay.
The thing is, we're like in the percentage of bar between us and monetization, we're like 95% away from getting monetized. Like we got 4 people watching this or producing this, and none of it gets 4 likes.
Right.
We don't have enough views to even qualify.
Copyright strike is kind of a big deal.
But they don't do that if you don't have if a tree falls in the wood and nobody hears it, like it doesn't make a sound. Like
Yes,
that's
it
how.
does.
But how do you know? You're not there.
Because I know the way sound works.
No,
I know
you
about
don't.
the displacement of air that
You don't
creates
even know if it
waves
actually
that
fell.
your ear
Like I just
interprets
told
as
you
sound.
it fell.
Oz knows about
Like
monetization.
that's how far we are from monetization. We just told you it fell.
As the person on this show that understands science.
Oh jeez. Speaking of falling trees, Image Comics isn't going to be doing any more second printings because there's no more paper.
Yeah.
Oh.
How do you all feel?
Buy your number ones now, and in 50 years they'll be worth money.
Huh? That and buy digital. With the price of 2 comics a month, you can get Comixology Unlimited. And you get a bunch of originals, and you get a bunch of access to their vast library of trade paperbacks and single issues. You got Marvel Unlimited does the same thing, And if you buy digital, I mean, like a lot of the issues you can just download and just keep on the flash drive for yourself in case the server goes down, in case Skynet does its thing, in case people don't domesticate AI like we did the dog, and it works against us. Like,
or if you want to
you'll have your comics.
If you want to be an asshole, take your flash drive to Office Max and tell them to print you the comic.
Yeah, you can do that. But
that sounds expensive, especially if it's in color. But either way, like I think Oz definitely hit the nail on the head, though, man. It's like this might actually cause some actual scarcity for books, which is something that. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I have a comment on that, but I'll just
as
the
the futures investment planner of the show.
God damn it.
Yeah, look, here's what I was going to say about, and it's about that. It's like if you're looking at to speculate, the public perception as a whole is not that comics. The amount of people that thought comics would make you rich in the 90s is not the same amount now. So even if you do buy all the number ones, there's going to be very few. Like you're not going to make a ton of money. You're going to waste a lot of time, trying to get the right ones. Like there's only certain ones that are going to hit, and
I think it just boils down to the idea of like, Image Comics is a decent enough, publisher that ideas come out of that have become like multimedia type of sensations. And, it's like you might buy the right number one issue of something in this moment because it's not going to be forever. Like this is a temporary thing, in my opinion.
Right, because we're gonna get a hold of the climate crisis.
Well, right? And what you just said now, what you just said now, kind of like it encompasses what I was thinking when you posted the story. Well, when Mo posted the story, because he actually posted it correctly. In that, It's Image Comics. How many of their books are they getting into second and third printings?
A lot.
They do a fair.
They do a lot. Like almost everyone in the last, I want to say in the last 8 months, almost half, if not more, have gone into second printing up to issue like 3. Not even like ones, like 2s and 3s. Actually, 2s and 3s go for Image go into second print more than the number 1s. Like people buy the number 1s, and then not enough people buy the number 2s, or the comic shops don't order enough number 2s because they don't know if it's gonna be good or not. But it turns out they become a hit, and there's not enough number 2s. Usually, the number 2s become the most valuable issue, not the number 1. But you only get that from being the real to futures investors on Fantastic Forum.
No, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, Image Comics is probably not ordering as high of a print run as a Marvel or DC book, but they still, they have a decent print run, and despite that, they still do second or third printings of like Mo said, issues 1, 2, and 3. Like, but I think more than anything, it's just the idea that, like, you're gonna have. There's a part of this that's Image kind of putting this out there, and they're like, we're not going to be able to pay for all this paper anyway, and they're hoping that comic book stores are going to be ordering a lot more of these issues because they don't want to potentially not have a book that somebody wants. That's what they're hoping. But at the same time, comic book retailers, like store owners, they're not going to just mess around and just order a whole bunch of some book that is an unproven quantity. So there's going to be some books that are going to be hits that they're like, people are going to get short ordered on. Like, I honestly, even just looking at what's happened recently with Penguin Random House or whatnot with the Marvel books, like, that's caused actual scarcity because these random Marvel books, like, there's whole orders of people's stuff that was damaged that they couldn't sell, and there's no reprints coming. Or no, and because of the paper shortage. And so now there's like literally some books like in that little, like just that 2-week period that is like, people are like, I didn't get it. I didn't get a copy of it, because
you should be buying.
If you can find it.
Yeah.
What did they do with the messed up copies? What did they do with the damaged copies?
So the damaged copies, it depends. I mean, it's like, because from what I was hearing from the people, the retailers that I spoke to, it's like, the retailers, I mean, the like Penguin Random House is acting a little funny about whether they're trying to give refunds or not, depending on how damaged books actually were. And so it's one of those things where, like, some people, I'm sure some people were able to return them and got refunds. Others, people were like, maybe they put them in the dollar bins. Maybe they just gave them away, Yeah, like, especially considering that, like, they might have just given them away. So
the ones I saw that were damaged, they weren't so fucked up that you couldn't sell it. You'd have to sell it at a discount, but they were still sellable. They weren't like
comic store margins are still so thin though. Any discount really kind of hurts.
It fucks. And the thing is, people that buy comics don't want a comic at a discount that's the staples fucked up or the spine's fucked up. They want a comic in good condition,
Right.
Like
that's what it boils down to.
We judge comic shops on how they display their brand new comics of the week. They're loose comics that aren't in bag and boards and boxes. Like you just put them on the newsstands. Like, what the fuck, you fucking savage? What are you, a fucking caveman?
I look down on shops that when I have the comics, like, want to charge me for bag and boards, because I'm like, why aren't they already in bag and boards? Like, what do you mean I gotta pay and you gotta go get them? Like, it should already be like that.
I don't even mind that they're like, if I pay for bag and board, I don't mind. I like having the option. There's places that don't even have the option. Like, they're like, here's your comics, get out, and it's like, dude, like, I mean, I go to the Atomic Basement in Long Beach, and He offers it after. I don't know if he does it just for me because I'm on this prestigious show. But half the time he didn't remember me. But but either way, it's like he offers it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take it, and he puts it in for me and everything, and it's customer service. It's a basic customer service. When my brother and I would sell comics, everything came in a board in a bag. Like we had the display one, and we put a clear tarp over it, and they just pointed at it. I'm like, here you go, in the board and bag, because it's just customer service. It's like. Yeah, we just did it for him. We called it in the business a loss leader. We charge 30 cents, $1 extra for the comic book, but you get a board and bag that costs us 3 cents. Like, yeah, we'll eat the 3 cents for that extra $1. It's like McDonald's and fries. But yeah, this whole story really just makes me love that I buy digitally. Yeah, it's just easy. It's better for the environment. I don't know how much the servers do. That's not me. I don't make legislation on how those servers consume energy. I do what I can by not buying paper products in comics, and I buy them when I really, really like them. And I'll buy art direct from the artist. Like I want this comic to make money. Guess what? I'll give it straight into the artist's hand. You know what I mean? That's what I do to support these artists. I know Joe's a dude that really he's all digital, and I know he probably has something to say about this story. Let's see there you
go. You gotta unmute yourself.
Right, I was muted for coughing. Yeah, I love digital, and I'm glad that it's actually helping. Like this crisis might have come sooner had I kept buying paper comics. So I'm kind of like the hero. Like I'm one of the heroes of this situation, I think. And yeah, like I switched to digital, and I love it. I love that I have I can go anywhere and have access to all my comics. Like I read Deep Beyond all 9 issues on the bus today, which I probably wouldn't have been able to do with the paper.
Why not?
Well, had he read them in paper, he probably would have to carry them around 9 issues. He had to, if he was holding on to the rail at the top because the bus is crowded, he's got to flip it he's got to bend it like the New York Times on the subway. You know what I mean? But with digital, he just has his phone and he's like, okay, and goes back. It's not easy. It's like trying to play your Xbox on the bus. You want to connect your TV, you got to bring your TV and everything, put it on the bus, or you can just play, xCloud.
No, I'm totally I need the physical copy. I need something I can hold and finger and fondle.
Yeah.
When people
I do all of that to my phone.
When people read, when I let people borrow my comics, I want them to know which pages were my favorite by how they stick together. You don't
let anybody borrow your comics.
No, I don't have friends. Right. Now I'm sad.
In fact, I feel as us, like Oz, you, me, Larry, all of us, the 4 of us, we've traded more comics as friends digitally than we ever had physically.
That's only because I'm in another state.
Right. And we can still share comics.
Yeah, but you keep sending me Deep Beyond. Why? It's you don't even know me.
No, but read this crap. That's for the show. That's for production logistics. But
I don't even think Mirka worked on it. I think you just photoshopped the name on it so I would read it.
I think Image did that.
That's true.
Her production, her artist commune. It's I have this guy here.
It's actually written by that guy Gay.
Yeah.
Gay Goya? It's a Goya?
David Goy.
David Goy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So what?
I do need to talk to IDW because this paper shortage is going to affect my stock and in the company. And I actually have ideas to take them into the future, and they're not listening to me on Twitter. So I got to call for a shareholders meeting because they can do stuff right now. It's a good time, especially with this paper store shortage. They're not
gonna listen to you on Twitter because they don't believe in digital.
Right. I need to change that because I'm a fresh new young mind. Not that young, but yeah. Yeah. No, but I'm younger than probably the dudes there.
So do we have any more news stories before we wrap up?
The dude from Batwoman was talking shit about Ruby Rose. I don't know if you guys saw that news story.
The producer?
He's suing her, I believe, right?
Yeah, Cameras Johnson.
Oh no, that's not who.
Who's that?
He plays Luke Fox.
Yeah, no, that's
really.
The guy suing Ruby Rose is a Dugray. He's the one that played her dad on the show.
What are they suing her for?
Slander.
Yeah, because she said that it was hard working conditions and shit, and then so that guy came public with the lawsuit, and then this guy chimed in on Twitter saying like she's full of shit, like she's lying. Don't believe her.
Wait, so she's lying about the back injury?
That's what it seems like. He didn't go into specifics because Twitter only lets you do like 200 characters or some shit.
Look, unfortunately, you can't tweet again. No, but I'm saying, like, didn't she show like X-rays and stuff?
I mean, it's Hollywood. You can get an X-ray. Like, they probably broke somebody just to give her an X-ray, like the Illuminati and shit.
If she had actually broken her back, like they could have done a whole Bane storyline with that. Like it would incorporate it into the show.
So
it was fake.
Such a bad idea.
So what happened was she was not great to work with, but after her accident where she hurt her back, when she came back, she was basically insufferable at that point.
Right, because in pain and or
drugs.
I mean,
but I'm just saying, like, we don't like. Why do we not believe that they might have been pushing her further than she probably should have gone? And like, maybe they need to like stop production because their star is hurt.
Cameras Johnson tells you she's full of shit. Like that's where we're at. Like we're literally this conversation we're having is what they're having, but in court. Yeah.
Right, but I'm like, why do we believe him? Because like it was an actual news story that she got hurt.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It's a weird thing. The whole if she got hurt, she got hurt, and if she chose to not work, like I don't see why the slander lawsuit. Like, is she trying to get money for them for not coming back? I don't know those details. Like the whole thing.
But she was not the one suing anybody, right?
No, one of the actors is suing her because she said that he like yelled at somebody or something.
All she did was say, "Hey, man," she was like, "It was actually a bad work environment," and they're all like, "Oh, well, we're gonna take you to court." And I'm like, I mean,
the guy actually suing her, I tend to believe a little bit more because if he's taking legal action, then I assume he's got some evidence to present.
Dude, in this day and age, you believe that?
It's California, Oz.
Well, the other guy that still is collecting a paycheck and wants this show to go on because he's got no other prospects and no talent, I tend to believe less.
Derek H in chat says they probably threatened her by saying Alec Baldwin was hired for Bruce Wayne.
That's messed up, dude. That's messed
that they
up.
did that? Yeah, I agree. That's messed up that they did that.
That would be stupid because Bruce Wayne doesn't use guns.
So we should probably call it a show.
We didn't talk about Miss Marvel promo poster.
I mean,
it's kind of too late.
Miss Lantern, you mean?
Nobody cares, right?
I care. I'm like, if If she, yeah,
Like
Nice, make it your
if I
final.
knew they were
If you
making
care
a
so
Green
much,
Lantern
make it your
movie,
final thought.
I'd be more into it, but they didn't tell me.
One at a time.
Like they took Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz and like put him in a 12-year-old body. It's really confusing for my penis. Like it's not happy about that.
Say that again, Oz. You're too low.
No, because I know what you're doing. You get one shot. I shoot my shot once, and then I'm done. It's bedtime.
Heck, give us the final thoughts.
Okay, final thoughts.
No, heck, not you. The other Mexican.
Mexicans just mix it up with other Mexicans. I had a good time here. I enjoyed my stay. Mayor, your hair is looking nice. Who cut your hair?
None other than Mr. Moses Magnum.
Really?
Yeah.
Where would that barbershop be located?
Oh, dude, that's PCH Barbershop,
Hey,
man, in
don't
Long
put
Beach,
that out there,
California.
man. I don't want nobody coming in there and shooting me because I get mad at something.
When the hell did you
Wait,
hire
what?
Heck to do your commercial?
That was my final.
Oz, give us some final thoughts.
I don't know what the hell's going on at the CW. You heard us talk about Batwoman. Supergirl is not much better. It makes stuff happening there makes more sense, but it's not any good. Legends of Tomorrow thinks they're doing a Western or something. I don't know what the hell's going on there. The Stargirl, man, holding it down. I don't consider that a CW show. That she's whatever the pay service was. What was it, like DC Universe? I know it's HBO Max now, but it started as DC Universe, so that's what I consider it. It's not a CW. Go watch Stargirl.
Jay, final thoughts, man.
If you have Netflix, you should definitely check out Inside Job. It's really funny. Great cast, great crew. It's worth checking out.
Larry Young, final thoughts.
Hey, you know what? Some of you out there are probably thinking about something right now that you want to do, and maybe you're not sure if you can do it or not. I'm here to tell you, you can. Go ahead and give it a try. Like, you might fail. It's okay. You're going to learn, and then you'll be able to do it. So go ahead and try.
What if what they want to do is a crime?
They're going to fail. Then they'll learn.
And they'll get better. And if their kid's Superman, will kill them, but you won't see it. For the rest of us, thanks for joining us. Thanks for chiming in chat and all that. Shit's great. Love it. And hit us up on social media. We're there, whether you hear from us or not. But we're there. We'll be back next week. Probably something scary still, because I want Larry to have to watch something at least just one more time. And if you subscribe, like, and hit the bell, you're going to see him react to watching a scene from Insidious. And I'm going to post a teaser of that on our Instagram, so go ahead and follow that probably tomorrow. And we'll be back next week right here. And for anything, go fantasticforum.live.